to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.
Hey.
Okay, so we had an emergency meeting.
Do we have that sound effect still somewhere?
I don't know, maybe. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Copyright strikes immediately.
Go.
That's the one.
Okay, so this kind of came in about an hour ago. And you'll see, I'm going to say that this is legitimate, and that is that MCB wrote on LinkedIn that Anil Sabharwal has joined Atlassian's board of directors. Now I'm waiting for the comments to kind of go, who?
Who? How do we know this guy? What's he bring to the table, darn it?
How's this emergency meeting?
I know. Because I also looked at the other, I looked at the other people on the board, and I don't know any of them either.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody ever knows the board of directors people.
I know.
Well, you know Mike, you know Scott.
Yeah, you got pictures with them. Come on.
Yeah, but they're by default.
Right.
Board of directors are always big bad people. They're the ones that ruin you as a tech co-founder.
Yeah, as crazy old as Sean says. Why is this breaking news?
Well, it's breaking news because it was news, you know.
It's not breaking news.
Right before we started. So, hence,
I mean,
hence
just
news.
because,
by definition.
Just because MCB posts something.
Yes, we'll start having emergency meetings every time. But no.
Bob has a robo agent that tracks all of MCB's posts.
Bob, I'm backing you up, friend. I say it is of interest.
It's an interesting news, but I wouldn't call it breaking news.
It just
or emergency worthy.
It's breaking because it happened just right before showtime.
The only cool thing is that he's in Sydney.
He is in Sydney, so he knows all the Sydney jokes, and Mike apparently says that Anil can appreciate a skim flat white, which is a coffee drink, but I've never had one, so I don't know what makes that the go-to coffee drink.
I heard the Australians drink beer from their shoe.
And the Parisians drink wine from theirs.
Does this have to do either with user onboarding or shape flattering undergarments? Skims. Never mind.
That was terrible.
Thank you.
Darryl, I would say you're speaking to the wrong generation, but you're more of their age than you are to me. So
I got the brick wall here for a reason.
You like to bang your head against that wall?
Need a microphone. It's a stand-up comedy.
I am with you on that, Darryl. No, I don't know if that's a generational thing or if everybody on this call knows that reference.
Well, you know the SCIM reference.
Yes, that's
okay. Yeah. I had something for everyone.
I know the SCIM reference. I've seen Facebook ads for the skims.
There you
but
go.
The skim that we're referring to on a skim flat, a skim white latte has to do with coffee and skim milk. So
yes,
which is wholly more boring.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay,
so
now I'm caught up. I didn't know what that was. That's breaking news. Sarah caught up. Go ahead.
And by the way, they do have shoeies. You chug a beer from a shoe.
Got it.
Okay.
Boots are better though.
I was going to say, which one of us on this screen is most likely to do that?
You're the only one that
Oh.
drinks.
Okay, we'll have a quick poll. Who's most likely to do it, and whose shoe are you going to drink out of? Everybody vote.
It's got to be Bob because Bob's the only one that drinks from the group.
No, Sarah drinks.
Ándale.
Daryl drinks.
I haven't
Maybe
done.
the non-teetotalers are like 60% of the group.
I mean, to be
I'm
fair,
gonna make it 50%. I'm gonna go off and produce.
I'm saying I would drink, but medicines don't work well with it.
As we go to Barcelona, and the first thing that he does when he walks into the bash is grab that champagne bottle they gave us, and I'm like, I thought you weren't supposed to do that, Bob. Like, one's not gonna kill you.
Wait, they were giving out whole bottles?
Oh, whatever they gave us, they
Flute.
Glasses?
bash. They might as well
Flutes.
give you unlimited bottles. There's like so much alcohol there. There's no limits to how much alcohol you can get at bash.
Oh, at Bash. Okay, yeah. But like a bottle is different than a glass.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can top her off all you want.
But did I top it off?
I don't know. I lost track of you. Maybe after Funman Andy walked in.
I mean, to be fair, it is Fun Man Andy.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about tonight?
Daryl had some exciting things he wanted to share with us.
Guardrails.
Scam ads? What? No.
No, see, guardrails.
Scam ads.
Daryl, I think it had something to do with I don't know, being therapeutic and getting it off your chest.
Limits.
Limits, things that we don't like.
Guardrails.
Walls.
Is this in the notes? Shoot.
It is in the note. Basically, it's
Oh,
also in the show
the
description.
forge limits?
Not just the forge limits. There are other
All the limits.
other Jira limits coming into play.
I don't.
Talk
I'm
about
sorry,
the forge
guys.
limits all you want.
These are.
Here's the
like,
thing. Daryl doesn't have to prepare. You're off the hook, man, because we know you. Any topic we throw at you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Daryl's like the
I
most
have
interesting
thoughts.
person I know though, because like I made a post about that therapy thing that I'm gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
And Daryl's like, wait, aren't I already in that? And I'm like, I just came up with it like 2 seconds ago.
Oh, see, I thought this was your therapy session.
No, that's what it clicked on me a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I gave you an updated comment. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's a different thing.
Okay. Yes, if you're asking whether I have any opinions on all of the upcoming limitations on Jira, no, because you should be under these limits already.
Okay, that was
No,
my first
no.
thought, too.
But it's the principle, Daryl. It's the principle.
No,
The principle.
it's a principle. We know people are not under these limits. We have all seen nightmare cases at one point in our career.
I
Let's
have
rephrase.
not.
Everybody should be under the limits.
Yes.
I was going to say, yeah, it should. I mean, it's part and parcel of being a good Jira admin, right? And especially if you started off as a Jira admin in server or data center, because the underlying resources
Oh yeah.
were what
Oh, yeah.
you had, right?
No,
and so you had to be good, and you couldn't afford to be lazy. But now we're at a point where, I mean, it's predominantly cloud,
Mhm.
and the majority of the admins are not necessarily starting off in server or data center and jumping to cloud. They're starting out at cloud, and they don't realize that there should be these limits.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, because I started in server and like was always like, what do you need new field for? Do you really need a new field? How about we use this one that is very close to what you need? I don't want to give you a new field. Like that was the mentality. Like if you get Matt Doerr's book, it says like on one of the pages, don't give out new fields, or like be very judicious about your new fields. And that's true of like none of these are other types of Jira issue fields. But yeah, I mean, that's been long-standing guidance. So yes, I think
even in cloud, the recommendation has always been be judicious about fields. I mean, doesn't just impact performance, it impacts usability. If you have two people that create two different types of fields with the same name.
Yeah, the management is a pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So let's talk about So
Now,
now
let's
that we've kind of
actually
set it up,
say-
let's talk about what sort of limitations we have on fields. Basically, come next month or 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now,
Whenever they
February?
decide to get around to it in February, they didn't say when in February, and I think that's interesting in and of itself.
Right. But there is,
Some point in
as far
February.
as fields go, it's going to be maximum 700 fields per space. Now that's an interesting limitation here. Per
Yeah.
space, not per site,
Who the
per
heck hits that?
space. Huh?
Who's putting 700 fields on a space?
I mean, if you're
previous
putting
client
700
had-
fields on your entire instance, you're not defining them to go to a specific space.
Yeah, I mean, how do
Congratulations,
you,
all your spaces have 700 fields.
But they don't do that anymore, though.
yeah,
When you
now,
do- When you create a custom field, now it just exists. It doesn't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
right, it's not designated for a space except for context. And then that is, I guess this does tie into the change with field configuration,
Yes.
how they're getting rid
Yes.
of field context, right? So now you do know that a field is the other thing that we didn't talk about because we hate it, or at least I do, is you probably can have fields per space if they are team managed.
50 is still the limit there, it said.
Yep.
We don't talk about
Yeah.
team managed in this podcast,
Yeah.
Darryl.
We just did. So, it's just like
Okay.
how we have
Thank
a
you-
rule
thank you
against
for-
hip chat.
Thank you for actually reading the. Wait, does it say it in there? For team
Yeah, I
managed?
literally just read it, and it was team managed spaces have a current limit of 50 custom fields per space.
Darryl, the other
Oh,
rule we
it's-
have on this show is we got to believe Sarah because she's always right.
But it's not in Bob's document.
No.
That's okay. It could be.
The
It
other
could be
rule that Bob's going to give you shortness of information. Screw you over.
I mean, one
Welcome
thing.
to all the world of the Jira Life. See, but
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. We know there are people out there with way more than 700 entries that are going to have a lot of work to do in the very short time now.
if it's per space, though, I don't think it's a problem.
But it's that per space thing is the biggest. That's
how
where
do-
I'm keyed in on this, right?
Yeah, how do they count it? Is it like if it's in your context? And
I
if
can
context-
I can answer that. It says calculated based on fields included in the field configuration schemes associated with the spaces.
All right.
Oh, then
all
now
right.
So
you're
you
doing
could
it.
have 1,000 hidden fields, right? Because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not right. Yeah.
But hold up, aren't they getting rid of field configurations?
Exactly.
They
Right.
are. This is prep work.
So then what's the
Mhm.
point?
The
Uh,
point
System
is
fields won't count
they're
towards
making
700.
they're making admins do prep work. You got to
Yeah.
do your homework, man.
So do they have a migration path? Like, do you just lose the? Do you
It's not a
lose the
migration.
fields?
What are they gonna do?
But
Though? Like,
here's the other thing: this is what I was reading earlier. It's interesting, right? Because it says what's changing. Guardrails are recommended data thresholds, but then it says new limits starting February 26, 2026. Are you a limit, right? Are you a technical limitation, or are you an actual guardrail that just says, hey, be really careful because if you go over this thing, you're in for a world of hurt.
but what are
I
they gonna
start-
do? You can't make new custom fields all of a sudden. Like what's
I
the
think
punishment?
that's what a
Yeah.
limit
Okay.
is.
Yeah. It says starting in February 2026, if your space exceeds the 700 field or 150 work type limit, you'll be prevented from associating additional fields or work types to your space until you reduce your data.
So you have 14 days
Let's
to
bring
create
up
as
that-
many custom fields as you
No,
want.
no. You won't lose them. You just can't add more.
Right, that's what I'm
Right,
saying. You got
here,
14
can I-
days to create
let
as
me
many as
share.
you humanly can over the next 2
Oh.
weeks.
So
I'm caught
here's
up.
the
Hi,
question,
Darryl.
though.
We just lost our guy.
We just
Yeah,
lost-
we could keep talking anyways. Here's the point I want to make though. Yeah, 700 fields for some people that's going to be tight, some people that's not.
Why would you?
Who
why would
the
you-
whole frick has over 150 work types?
Oh, okay. Here's the other side of this. I think is as easy as they've made it for anybody to spin up their instance and start creating things. We've talked a lot about the ability for folks to get in there who aren't admins, who don't have that background and don't know, are naive to what they're doing, and then they just start creating stuff. I'm not saying it's that big, but I also think absolutely.
This is an interesting move though, because from an
People have
enterprise perspective, when Rodney says who the heck has 150 work items, I can see a 100,000 person company having well over 150 work items.
I mean, over the site, yes, but this is a per space limit.
Okay, yeah, and then people are on crack. If you got over 700 fields and
So-
150 work items, like what kind of work
Could
are
you
you?
imagine?
So for clarity, it says, and sorry I left you because the
You want to share your screen? You want me to click on your thingy?
Yeah. I tried to share my screen and I hit leave because I say
You always
big
do
red
that.
button and I think it looks like share. Isn't
Before
the button for
presenting the-
share? It looks vaguely familiar.
Apparently, we have other media streaming that we can't share a screen. There
We go. So existing configurations will remain functional.
Yeah.
So you have 2 weeks to screw up your Jira as much as you humanly can.
Yeah, this is what we talked about when Darryl left.
How about-
Was
How about I use the API to generate custom field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then you rename
I
it
mean,
later.
you're joking. I've done that for versions before.
Yeah, and then rename them later.
There's always a workaround.
I'm gonna give myself 200 to play with. Maybe a 50
Mark is
of
in
each
the house.
type. 20 of each type. How many custom field types are there? Like 20. So yeah, 20 custom fields of each type. So 400 fields. I'll do like 400. That's good padding.
There you go.
Indeed.
Mark is back from his hiatus. I didn't even know Mark was gone.
It actually says though you'll be prevented from associating the additional fields to your space until you reduce your data.
Yeah.
So
guys,
you've got to
great.
associate them to every single project.
Darryl, you got a fan.
Okay. What's up, Mark? Yeah. No, seriously, this leave studio button looks dangerously enticing to click.
It's almost
Doesn't
like
it?
the Microsoft Teams leave the call button too, ran into
No.
the share button.
The red button.
Yeah, no.
You're
I
like
totally
turning
thought
into a meme there.
I thought it was the share button. All right. Everybody got it? They're not changing it, but you better stock up on custom fields and work types now.
Like toilet paper in
So-
2020, man.
The other two limits that I think are hilarious are the 18 million work items per site and the 8,400 spaces per site. Again, if you're touching either one of those, I definitely want to study what you're doing because it is most definitely interesting and most probably wrong.
So now that I'm
Well-
thinking about this, so if, I would think enterprise customers are the ones that are going to hit these limits the most, but then they
Yes.
have federation, so they can just spool up a new site. And
But do you want to?
at that point, when you have 150 work items and 18 million issues, yeah. Can you
But I
imagine
don't-
your key is like number 175,300?
right, like it goes. Yeah, I do like the idea that those keys, it's all in one project, right? All 18 million items. So it's going to be like request 180000000.
You know what Atlassian just did for us though, Rodney? We're gonna sit here and we're gonna create 18 million and one issues one day on our live stream.
Well, it is right. Wasn't one of our, let's break Jira. So
yeah,
there you
now
go.
now we know where the limits are.
Daryl's going to write us our little script to hit the APIs. We'll do a forge app, create one
Is
issue every
Darryl or
10
is Darryl going to
seconds.
use Claude?
All of the above.
Same smell.
I'm forcing myself to write a script by hand because my child shamed me for using AI to write my Python.
Are you kidding me? I yell at my kid for not using AI.
They're very anti-AI.
Well,
So
this is
again,
what's cool,
Josh,
right?
this has already been iterated. But just read this quote out loud from Josh G. If you have more than 100 work items, you're doing something wrong, regardless of the size of your company.
I don't know. I think if you have 100,000 person company, you're gonna have a lot of uniqueness.
Even if you do, how many unique ways can you say something you got to do?
Well, 150 ways is the limit now.
But with
For
100,000
space.
with 100,000 people, you would expect that they might have stood up a separate site or 3.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they'll probably have multiple sites at that point.
Yeah, you'd
Because
hope.
you'll have so many cooks in that kitchen that they're just gonna fight each other, and you're like, you know what, we got to break you up anyways.
Yeah, no, that I can't even think at that scale. 100,000.
How many ways can you say a task? You know what? So this is really funny because every time that I onboard like a new client, the first thing I do is go get rid of either story or a task. Like I'm removing issue types from their projects.
I mean, you still have yet to put the taco issue type I keep telling you to do in your live streams, Alex.
I should do. I had an Apple one in my personal one. I should add a taco in one of the live streams. We'll do it for the next Jira duty.
So,
But I
yeah,
think Mark's got a good point here. Oops, not that one. This one. There are more parts of the business that uses Jira. Like as Atlassian pulls in their system of work, I think you're gonna hit that 150 faster than you think.
Per
I mean,
space.
even if you have, okay, let's look at it objectively. How many actual different ways to work can you have per team?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Josh on this one. You just need a task. So
They're all tasks. Even the stories are really tasks.
my
Why
two cents-
Atlassian
yeah, my
went
two
with work
cents,
item and not task
85.
is beyond me.
But don't we base some of that also on the workflow?
I
So
don't know.
yes, everything can still be a task, but some tasks will have different workflows.
So then you need at least 5 issue types, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think the answer is 1. I think it's possibly still greater than 5, again, for those business units, especially when you're in the trying to champion and get more teams using it. Sometimes you have to be a little more flexible.
Okay, Sandra, to answer your question, it's 150 per space. You'd have more per site, but only 150 per space. And that's where I'm like, how?
Who's doing that?
Unless you're intentionally trying to break Jira, which, again, Alex, really need to get those shows rolling.
Personal goals of ours.
Well, this is where Sean's coming in and says that each business unit should have its own space, and that's where it's like, probably not. That's how
Why?
you would break it. If you had it at a large,
I've had its own BUs have their own site.
well,
Yes.
exactly. Exactly. I'm detecting a funny here from Sean.
Yeah, but I don't think people are going to hit the limits unless you're dumb like us that are going to go intentionally try to break it. I'm gonna go with Josh. Back to Josh's statement. If you got this many issue types, then you got to rethink your strategy here.
Well,
Mhm.
I mean, I agree, but I think it is as an admin, it's really important that you know what the limits are, even if they
You never
are.
hit them though. Like, what's the most amount of issue types you've ever seen in a project yourself? Because I'll give you mine.
I
And
think
mine's
I
like
had one that
25.
had. Yeah, I
feel
think
like
I saw 30 once, and there was a very extreme case. And I
Okay,
went,
30.
how many are you actually using? Which I could do the JQL, export it, and go, over the past year, you've only used 5 of these 30.
So
I've seen 30 in a space in an instance
what
that
we're
has
saying.
had at least 100 issue types.
But you're still talking. You have 5 times the wiggle room still, Sarah.
You asked what I have seen.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like 150. Like who cares what the limit is? Like you'll never hit them. Even if you don't know it, you'll never hit it.
So Mark says it's amazing how tacos and sandwiches always come up when he's in the peanut gallery. And here's a secret, Mark. They just always come up,
They
whether
always
you're in
come
the
up.
peanut gallery or not.
You know what Atlassian does need to get rid of? Is that created in the last 30 days crap in JQL. Like that thing has pissed me off for 2 years.
Or at least let you change a default setting for that.
Yeah. Also, have I shown you the whole, like when you go search for in the new list view, because you have hierarchies built in, when you go and you look up view all issues, it will only show you the issues that are presented on the hierarchy, but not the nested issues, even though it's bringing them back.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that is a very bad thing to do.
Don't love that.
I mean, Josh G is absolutely blowing up our chat. Pretty sure these limits exist to make sure end users don't bog down the Atlassian servers rather than best practice.
No, we learned that lesson with the automation rules. They've already slapped our wrists when they stopped all of our automation rules from working one day.
But yeah, that 30 days is the same reason for the limits, right? Like how much is it going to pull back at any given time?
Yeah, but if
You
I
can't
click
hit
on the
that
button
hard.
in Jira that says I want to view all issues, I want to view all issues, not just the
Oh.
ones in the last 30 days.
Don't disagree. Just
They're gonna say, "Give us more money, please, Alex."
Yeah.
I know, right? Let's talk about Forge limit or audit log fees now.
Speaking of money,
yes.
It's typical.
So, Alex,
Atlassian.
do tell us.
I don't know. I didn't read the notes.
I don't know why I always expect better of you in
I
that
read
regard.
Remy's note. Or did he take it down again?
Oh, it's in the note. There's also a reference to the page that comes on. Do I have that page?
Maybe in the chat, Bob. Is that the one you're looking for?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
What are we putting in the chat?
Stuff that Alex should have read.
Yeah. Nope. That's exactly it, Sarah. Sarah, way to go, Sarah. Always has my back.
Hey, try.
Well, we know Sarah's always right. Hashtag
She
I
can't go
believe
anywhere
Sarah.
without her panda.
Without my panda?
Yeah,
I don't know, Christian.
Panda.
We'd have.
Oh,
something.
yes. Sorry. Gosh. Yeah. Again, they're making me get up earlier than I usually do. So I'm
Atlassian
still,
is making these limits, so TGL has something to talk about.
yes.
That
We
would
do
be an
appreciate
amazing thing if I thought it was true.
Can you imagine Mike's out there like on his drive home is like, you know what, these guys need more things to talk about. Let me go just stir the pot a little bit
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Hey, you know how they thought that last thing was an April Fool's joke? Let's do that. We're going to put up a crazy limit for them.
I'll never forget the conversation I had with Sharif. I was like, he's like we're listening to it, and Mike's like sending us a Slack message. These guys are like, wait until they see what we're gonna talk about at Teams. They're like, we're predictions. Nailed it. Or in the words of Batman, first try. Is what the heck? This
right, so
chat
what
is going
about these
crazy. I
limits?
cannot keep up with it. What is going on over here? Is it lonely over on LinkedIn?
Because Christian's over on LinkedIn.
Oh,
you
why are you on LinkedIn?
So I don't about the forge limits. The idea is that it's gonna. I feel like if we wanted to talk about that, it's impacting app vendors, right?
Yeah,
And-
it's big time on app vendors. App vendors are probably the only ones that come close to hitting those limits. If you develop your own Forge apps, you're
own company, yeah.
you know, there's a band of where you hit like where it doesn't cost you anything.
Mhm.
And then once you exceed, then they start charging, but it's like millionths of a cent.
Right. So
It's really meant to, in order to get any sort of scale, it's really meant to target those mega apps or mega app vendors, the Adaptivists and the App Fires.
yeah. So I don't remember what company Remy works for, but he's been banging
Zone?
this drum for a while. Or I don't know which app he makes.
Oh,
but
he's got the Fig. They have a lot of them, but the Fig one's the one they promote a lot. But they got some data center ones stuff.
okay. So he's been banging the drum on this, and he just posted a couple of weeks ago saying, like, what do other companies do? How do they deal with this? And he got a response from the Atlassian Vishwanathan, who's an Atlassian solutions architect. And I feel like this is pretty cool because he's basically making the case for why Atlassian did this. Because if you did it at the per user limit, I think Remy is arguing that if you did it per user, then that seems more reasonable. And Vishwanathan's like, No. If you really want to protect your infrastructure, then you've got to do it.
You got to do it consumption based, which is where Atlassian is going.
Right.
In this, I mean, if you have like, 100 non-technical users versus like 100 power users, the 100 power users are going to far and away blow past any sort of limits.
You know why they're doing this though, right? Like, I think I figured it out. They have to scale back everywhere else they can so that they can unleash the amount of irresponsible robo commands that are going to go out there.
Gosh. Yes,
They have to pay for robo. People are going to use robo so irresponsibly. They have to pay for it.
It's all AI.
There's that. That's why we have a brick wall back there.
I know. I like the way it only vaguely looks like you're.
You know that's what it is, right? Because they know that once people jump on robo, and they can't put limits on robo right out of the gate.
They are putting limits on rovo.
The moment they put a limit that people can notice, they will stop using robo, and they're not going to jeopardize that.
Who are they going to turn to on that? They, I mean, at this, everybody is moving toward consumption pricing. In AI, that's governed by how many tokens you use, and it's not just Rovo Dev or Rovo. It's ChatGPT, it's Claude. That is right. Going for that token based model. It's not. I mean. Everyone is looking at, AI is just, it's amazing how many resources are being consumed for AI. And your seeing that effect right now. Have you if you make your own PC, have you tried to price RAM recently?
Yes, but there's also states out there whose power grids are in legit jeoperdy just from the power draw of AI data centers in their state.
That's why all that VC money is going into new data centers.
Right, and that's why Microsoft is getting in the energy business. That's why Google is. Everybody's getting into Amazon. The energy business.
Yeah,
Atlassian Energy coming Team 26. That'll be Atlassian.
So Arslan, we actually talked about this. Yeah, Arslan, we actually talked about this question last week.
We know when this happens, right? There's a drop dead date for this, no?
Hey, they're already sponsoring Williams Racing. Why not, help kill the environment another way? Sorry.
Bob, Jira is gonna become very hard to use without using robo.
Agreed. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to figure out this whole tokenization crap because you're gonna spend 15 tokens in 5 minutes, if not more.
Well, I think on that it's you're gonna have to take a number for that. It's good because it's not just Rovo on that. It's gonna be open AI. It's gonna be Anthropic. It's going to be Google with Gemini.
No, but just within the context of using Jira, like the Atlassian setting it up so that you become over reliant on AI to help you fill out a Jira ticket.
Still a ways.
Still a way a ways, and I think we'll have to see how we get there. It depends on what type of user you are, where you use Rovo to help write up your Jira ticket or help find the Jira ticket versus doing something like help me do a pull request. Help me review this pull request on Bitbucket.
Are you saying that like people have a hard time clicking to the next field in a Jira?
No, I'm saying so I was watching this video from Atlassian. It was promoting how to add context to a Jira work item, right, with Robo. And it's like on the right hand side next to the status, they have this new thing that it's like a portal to all the things, amazing things Rovo can do for you. And it can go and update your descriptions, and it can go and find all the similar linked work items, and it can do the summary of your comments, right? But it's like it's helping you so much to like they want you become independent on using Rovo to like optimize your workflow inside of Jira, but you're using up.
So your contention is that the next step will be like Rovo do my work for me, and it will like and it'll know like I should file a ticket and update it and add this comment and update this field and this other field, or pull it from the Confluence page that references it.
I think for the cheapskates out there, and I'm going to include myself in there, before it does that for you, it's going to be kind of the new human intervention first. It'll say, "That'll be 5 tokens, please. Would you?"
Well,
and
then
be like,
it's
"Yeah,
gonna ask you
never
for a
mind. I'll
tip.
do it myself."
I know this.
Micropayments.
Micropay and a tip. It'll want a tip every single time.
So
How was my service? An extra token?
That's afterwards. Afterwards, you have to tip. But like, yes, before you get the micropayments pop up.
what I'm thinking
you
about
imagine?
is to me, it's a generational difference. I could be crazy, but just my experience is generational difference on like Uber Eats and grocery store deliveries, right? And that there a lot of people I know who are 20, 30 years younger, they're heavily reliant on that. And it kind of feels like that same thing. Whereas if I can just pay a little extra, have somebody else take care of all of these things for me, I'm in. I'm doing it. And I just correlate that to Rovo and what Alex is saying. If I
I'm
can
just
just pay
telling
a
you-
little bit extra for Rovo to do things so I don't have to do things, why not?
There's gonna be a moment where you're gonna like whenever you try to hit your site URL to get into Jira, like you're gonna have to pay. Just to log in.
1-900 Atlassian.
That's a generational reference.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think we're still, there's time. There'll be differences in how people use it.
There's only so many days between now and May 5th, 2026.
Oh, yeah, team. I'm like, what's that?
How many crazy things? The Domino's thing has to happen. I wonder how many tokens that ordering the pizza is gonna take up.
Right.
25, but
You
it
really
is going
gotta
to help
tip.
pay for the pizza.
How many
I was gonna say,
you
yeah,
have to
you gotta
tip the
tip that
driver?
one too.
Yes. How will you tip that driver?
Oh, the driver was also AI.
I know it's gonna be Waymo.
Drone.
Waymo's legal in LA, so it might come down to Anaheim.
Is Anaheim is Anaheim within the operating zone?
No,
Not,
you gotta literally
yeah.
be just in downtown and just downtown LA.
Thank God.
I
Uh-oh.
am about 3 miles away from the operating zone for Waymo in
Yeah.
Phoenix.
I still have that video of Ed getting into a Waymo, not knowing if we would ever see him ever again.
Right. I was doing donuts.
Yeah, but now he won't travel any other way.
There's something beautiful about not having to talk to a driver.
See, exactly.
No.
What do you mean no? In Barcelona, Rodney and Matt, every time we took an Uber, they're like, "Alex, you got to come with us so you can talk to the driver in Spanish the whole way and do all the small talk."
I took after during the Atlassian Builder Summit, or towards the end of it, I took a 30-minute lift. It was quite expensive, but to visit with my brother and his family closer to Orange County, and the driver only spoke Spanish, and I got to practice my Spanish, and it was lovely. We were just in Maryland over the weekend and had tons of great drivers. Got to talk about one of the drivers he had just gotten an EV6, a Kia EV6, which had the exact same UI as our new Hyundai Ioniq 6. So we had a lot to talk about the electric cars and how he enjoyed it.
And how you're anti-Tesla.
Yeah, I didn't get into that, but it was, I
He's not alone.
I would have a strong disagree about not wanting to talk to drivers. I mean, not all of them were talkative, and I think that's also fair.
You haven't
that
been
not
to
everyone
Vegas
wants to
and done
talk to
taxis in Vegas. That's my experience, and it has scarred me for life.
Is this as the taxi driver or as
As being a passenger in a taxi in Vegas, it is a
Were they-
scarring experience.
Were they trying to upsell you to
They're
a
yelling at
side
me
trip?
and stuff, and like I'm like, calm down. It's like 2 a.m.
So it wasn't because they really wanted to take you to a club along the way to your final destination, and you declined.
Okay, but quick
Wait, they
question,
do that?
Darryl.
They do that,
Oh,
dude.
How
What are we gonna
often-
do when RoboStop starts upselling us?
Yeah,
Oh.
right?
well, okay. So, quick question to Darryl: how often do you take Ubers or rideshare or ride services?
I try to avoid it if I can, but when we're traveling,
Sarah, he travels.
I've
with the
relied on it. I've relied on it pretty often on
My
trips.
only point is Ed probably has to be in one, at least
Once a
15
week?
times a week. So I
Sure.
think at some point you get fatigued
No,
with
yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, and I think there's also arguments to be made about the consistency and safety of Lyft drivers, where one guy, I was like, oh, please change lanes earlier, not at the last minute, because I can see, and it was all fine, but I do have those worries sometimes. But then I would go back to like, God, I wish like we had regular taxi drivers, because as much as they may yell at you, Alex, I feel like they at least have a little bit more experience driving. Yeah, as a professional taxi driver, as opposed to like guy who does it for a couple of hours on the
I'll just
weekend.
tell you that
Driving
full
like it's his
self-driving on my
besties back
Tesla-
there.
Full self-driving on my Tesla is a thing of beauty. I
Yeah,
can't go back to regular driving.
No, I hear that. I just don't like.
and I'm pretty sure Bob would appreciate you not going back to your regular driving.
I was kind of
Whoa.
wondering, if Alex offered to give me a ride on in May, it'd be like I swear it's like the meme of the guy sweating, right? There's FSD Tesla in one button and Alex is driving on the other button and I'm sweating here. It's like, okay, do I really trust Elon or do I or am I really willing to
Risk your life.
Your
with
amigos,
me.
we
Well,
need
like,
to make
either
this
way.
meme happen.
It's not my fault. I did not know that you scared so easily, Bob.
Oh, really?
Steer
That's the
easily.
problem.
The speed
Yeah.
limit in California is
somebody
like
was
85.
breaking the speed limit?
If you're not going 85, you will get trampled on the freeway.
This wasn't 85 on the freeway.
What were we doing? My streets are 55.
Running an errand.
We were
pulling into a driveway.
Yeah.
My streets are 55 miles per hour in the freeway.
Sure.
brother.
Your streets are 55. What street
yes.
is?
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the speed limits are not uniform from San Jose to the Anaheim area?
No, Anaheim speed limits, they just dropped every street down by 5, and it's getting me in so much trouble. It's pissing me off.
Post Lena's, please.
I grew up in Alameda, California, about an hour north of San Jose, and this posted speed limit throughout the entire city, and it's not that big, is 25. And they even had tote bags that have 25 miles per hour Alameda speed limit.
Yeah, Anaheim is like down to 35 miles on almost every street, and I'm like, this is killing me because my street, the average speed is like 50 where I live, and most streets are 45 or 55, but 50 being the average. And
Are these residential streets?
No, I mean they're
Okay.
all the main streets to get around.
Yes.
I mean, well, I would call them residential. I mean, it's how my city connect. Like, it's how you
Got
drive
it.
to
Okay.
Walmart. I'm
So
getting to
the-
Walmart
Well,
in a
like,
street that's 55 miles per
As
hour.
as soon as you exit your neighborhood, what is the speed limit on that street?
That main street is 50 on that part of the street is 50, but a mile down is 55.
Yeah, but can you imagine, like, you're pulling basically out of your neighborhood, and you're like, here I am.
Well,
gotta
that's
do
why
50.
I get to
And that's why you
55
need a Tesla
quickly.
or an electric car, right?
Yeah, we got a
So
55 real quick.
that acceleration, otherwise, you're kind of hosed.
Yeah, no, you got to go fast.
So
I let Josh drive my car, and he was in FSD.
Yeah, no, a friend
Did
of
I
mine.
really let Josh drive my car?
No, you let FSD drive it, but no, a friend who's a huge car guy and has like multiple cars and like taught his kid to drive stick first and like and he's like, no, really, FSD is pretty good, dude.
This last version is really good.
I just, you know, I felt like using public streets as your beta test ground feels ethically problematic.
Yeah, but that's between
That's one way
the
to put
National
it.
Transport Association and Elon.
Well, and a lot of money and greased palms.
I was just going to comment.
Alex enjoys the life of being an unpaid beta tester.
It's
Mhm.
really
Or
good
you're
now.
not even a beta tester, unpaid alpha tester. Wait, you're not even getting paid for this. You're paying to
Right,
be an alpha
no.
tester.
No, but really, you have to consider that everybody out walking and biking on the street, are unfortunate, involuntary testers of this beta test and
That's
alpha
true.
test.
That's true too.
And that's what
They
is
didn't
very
sign up for
strange.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I first drove FSD, I was doing a test drive at Tesla, and I was with my neighbor. We were driving around, and I turned it on because he didn't want to try it. And as we're coming, he's like, he sees a pedestrian. He's like, walk, watch out. And I'm like, don't you trust Elon? Like, it's not gonna run over a guy.
no, I do not trust Elon.
Absolutely not.
What do those servers cost? You know, as we're talking about all the costs of AI, what are the self-driving car costs
The server
and on the
cost, or-
consumption on grids? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, Tesla makes their own everything at that point.
But I hope it's not. If it required an internet connection to do FSD, we'd be in even more dire straits. I think that's all on board. God.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's all on. There's a chip on board that
Yeah.
custom Tesla chips.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really good, Sarah. It is really, really good. I love FSD.
Because
The
like
latest
when you
version.
So I'm
when
going
you go in
to
the mountains and you wouldn't have FSD, that would be bad. It needed a cellular connection.
I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of steer us back onto the supposed topic of today's show,
Ah, fine.
which are the changes coming to Atlassian, because
Let's
there's
talk
one
about
we have
Disney,
not even
Darryl.
touched yet.
Let's talk about them limits of being an annual pass holder. How you can't go the week of Christmas. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the API rate limits, because that's definitely going to impact how we're going to do these Let's Break Jira shows.
Well, but Bob mentioned like that at the single user, single company level, the limits, those API limits seem still very high as opposed to
The read limits do, yes.
Yeah.
The write limits could get us in trouble.
I'm looking at this.
That's true.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can break Jira with 20 writes per 2 seconds and then a long window of 100 writes per 30 seconds per
Just
issue.
just put in a lot of sleeps. Sleep.
Yeah,
That
but
would you do all day, Darryl? Why don't you walk us through a typical life of Darryl?
And Alex trying to steer us off course already.
yeah.
I'm
No,
very
I mean-
curious because Darryl goes so deep on his. He's so committed to when he's interested in something.
Well, I wrote a long post today about a couple of months ago. They introduced a feature called request access for Jira, and it's arguably probably one of the worst features they've ever added.
Look what it's making him do. Just thinking about it, he's like, "Ugh."
And I'm not even as picky about as one guy wrote. He's like, look, we have our permissions set intentionally. This project is only for these people. This project is for these people. And we have very strict rules about who can see what. And we even have a stand-up website or an IT process that says if you need access to a project, fill out this form and somebody has to approve it and grant it. And that's all been wiped away by Atlassian saying, oh, you don't have access to this Jira ticket? Click here. And who does it mail? We think it mails the Jira admin. Does it also mail? And like, what if they don't have Jira access at all? Oh, well, it mails the org admins. All right, well, how am I supposed to know whether this person is supposed to have access to this project or not? Anyways, that's what I was working on today because there was a bug in it. And every request for Jira access turned into a request for Jira product discovery.
Oh, crikey.
Ooh.
So they're fixing a problem that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like Mark says, the UI, those weren't his words, but basically fixing a
making the
problem that
problem
didn't
too.
exist.
I wonder if people that make these decisions at Atlassian actually use the Atlassian tools.
Every day I ask that.
Because like
Every-
some
There
of
was
these
a point where I
UI,
said-
In their own
Absolutely,
instance
they
that they
do.
control entirely. Sorry, go back.
no, like they gotta be working in like they should be working in an enterprise type of level because the sheer amount of changes they introduce and the audacity of the changes they introduce, like why would you do this to us? You're all killing us here.
2 years ago, I would have said absolutely they are using the product. Over the past couple of years, I've really come to question it.
I will say that they absolutely use their product, but they're included as part of that use Rovo. So consider that Rovo is actually the guiding hand for all of the coding and requirements and missing
Why you sound like
requirements.
Bonnie
and,
with this whole like auto pen thing that Sleepy Joe was using.
I think I've talked with people that internally that are probably as frustrated as I am, or that as many users are.
That's why I'm hosting a therapy session in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You should
But like
join.
Atlassian employees that like, yeah, we're not happy about it either.
But you're in the position to do something about it.
Are they?
Are they?
Are they?
They're Atlassian.
There's
They're
Atlassian.
massive-
And how many
domain.
Atlassians are there?
12,000. That's the bigger problem.
And how many actually have any sort of power to make any decision?
They all get laid off.
and I think what seems to be the common refrain is like, is it going to make money for us in the next quarter? And if it's not, then that feature is not important, or you better hurry it up quick, even if it isn't ready even if it isn't fully baked. But if it's going to bring in more users and more revenue, then.
But it's not Mike making these decisions.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one who's concerned about it making money.
But like, I don't think it's Dave Meyer either. I think they've
Sure.
given a lot of autonomy downstream, and you have these folks that are making these very impactful
Sure.
decisions.
Sure. In the 5 minutes that we got to chat with Anu, she was like, "Oh, that's very concerning. Let's work on that." But I mean, it's like, dude, yeah, several levels down, somebody's like, "Yeah, that's a problem, but it ain't my problem because it's not going to bring in revenue."
So let's just piss off our user base.
I mean, think about it too. Like, if you're restricting users from requesting access, that's potentially more licenses that you're restricting.
Well, no,
yourself.
I mean, every client call that I jump onto, Atlassian's automatic thing is like any domain that you invite, they automatically get auto approvals.
Oh
and
my
I'm like,
God.
this is Atlassian's. I'm like, Atlassian doesn't turn down away free money. This is free money for Atlassian until you catch it.
That was exactly the thing. We turned on JPD for a trial, and it flipped the switch for any domain can request access. And so like we got 40 requests in the last week, and we're like, where are all these coming from? And then I reached out to somebody, and it was from external users too. And he's like, oh, I was actually trying to access a Jira software ticket, but I've been offboarded from your system because I haven't worked with you for couple of months. So sorry. And I was like, no, it's not even your fault. Why did that request for access to Jira turn into a JPD request? And so number one, they auto-enabled any domain users. And then number two, it routed it to the only site that we
Open.
had open.
Yeah, because it's for your shopping convenience, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
You may also like.
Sorry.
I'm teasing. I'm saying users like you also like using this.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, so at Disney, when they close Disneyland at midnight, Main Street stays open for 1 extra hour for your shopping convenience.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna pivot my career outlook to just basically become the Tony Robbins of Jira admins, and like help psychologically through all the pain that we go through as an administrator. Like, I think I will make more money as Dr. Jira being a real doctor.
I actually see. I actually can see that because just kind of earlier in this conversation, Alex is like limits, right? That's not positive thinking. If you're a Jira admin about what the limits are, you're completely and utterly limitless. Go put down more than 700.
We are. Darryl and I are gonna team up, and we're gonna do like
on a
Actually,
space.
you'll have to reach out to Sajid too, right? Because with his post today, with his Culture Commandos advisory, I think that would fit right into that kind of thing. Like, do you need your Jira therapy? So maybe instead of Jira duty, we can just do Jira therapy.
I think
Jira therapy or Jira-P?
No,
right,
like,
Jira-P. We'll do Jira-P. I like that. And then,
Jira-P.
people can call in. Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller.
I know.
I've been using Jira now for like 7 years.
And they're killing me, man. They're killing me here. No, I think somebody told me Alcoholics Anonymous, or just call it Atlassians Anonymous.
Exactly.
Like we'll do AA. So we'll do AA call.
Exactly.
I had no idea that people felt this profoundly, like they were so hurt by these tools. Like, my thing has just blown up with everybody like in pain. I'm sure we all have our horror stories.
I mean, we do. I mean, we've done seasons worth of content off our experiences.
Is it disillusionment? I said that like I was drunk.
No,
I don't think there is a sober way to say that word.
I'm surprised that you're surprised, because I think, like, especially in the last couple of years, I don't think there's been any shortage of discontent about, like, why, as Mark said, why this feature when you could be fixing these features? Like, nobody asked for this. How about you fix this JAC that's been in existence for 10 years? What is it?
To move the status button?
Yeah, include an attachment from another page on a Confluence page, so that you don't run up storage costs.
Yeah.
Shout out Kim Deal. It's like, yeah, dude, features that were lost from legacy.
Yeah, Chris is not wrong.
For 20 years.
Yeah, and Chris is, that's
so to read this out for people who may be audio only, and this may not win as many fans inside Atlassian, but here we go. I think the big thing, at least for me, is that don't F the customer doesn't feel meaningful anymore. It's just a marketing tagline now.
Somehow it became, let's drive. But the thing is, like, I don't even see Atlassian's like earnings go up.
Right. No, that's fair. They're desperately trying anything.
Yeah, like Atlassian Amazon screws you over, but they're a $1 trillion company now. Nvidia completely cut off gamers, but they're a $3 trillion company now.
What was the first company you mentioned?
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon, yes.
Because Amazon was like all about the customer, and Amazon's not about the customer nowadays.
No.
And like Nvidia was all for the gamers, and there's no more.
Mark, they got rid of the don't. Hilarious.
It's not that he got rid of the don't. They just got rid of the not.
Have you guys seen that whole New Year's resolutions when you like lose 10 pounds and it says like lose $10 and they cross out the dollar, like the pounds, and change it to something else that they did do? I feel like Atlassian New Year resolutions, like they just crossed out the don't. We hit our New Year's resolution.
Come watch us at our next race in Monaco. Or wherever it is.
Man. Well, we are at time. Darryl, thank you so much for disappearing into a brick wall.
Yes.
I started to work on my Legos.
Oh, I got to work on my Legos.
Nice. I like having Darryl on. I like there's a lot of engagement and folks that we haven't seen in a while out in the peanut gallery too. So it's very nice.
I
So,
appreciate
thank you,
being
Darryl.
invited. Thank you for the invite.
Even if he didn't know why he was coming on, it was cool.
He seriously thought he was coming to therapy.
Yeah.
Not therapy, Jerapy.
It is literally on my calendar that way. So
Jerapy?
well, not GRP, but I do have therapy marked on my calendar for this time. So if anybody looks at it, that's where I am. That's what
And
I'm
half
doing.
the
Oh, you
time
gotta
it's
do the whole like silly hand thing or
Yeah, and half the
Replace your
time you're at the hair appointment too.
This is what I'm working on.
nice.
Nice.
Did you guys
I
see
gave-
the sad news from Lars Clint?
So what?
So one of the Atlassians, his house and his entire Lego collection burned down
Oh,
over the
God.
weekend.
Oh no.
Mm,
They had a GoFundMe.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
mm.
I was
His
gonna
stu-
say oh go ahead.
His studio, everything. He had cars and like physical cars and a bunch of Legos and stuff. Like everything's gone.
Mm.
Lynn and I donated yesterday because it
And
was
you
bad.
don't have the link to put in chat?
Sorry, well, I wasn't.
Yeah, go
Wait.
ahead.
Lars,
Well,
he's,
while Alex puts that together, Darryl, thank you for being on. Everyone, Pink Gallery, thank you for showing up. You'll catch us next Thursday. Bob, what are we talking about next Thursday?
So next Thursday we have Rob Heen, and all in the flesh for real, the real Rob Heen. He's going to be talking about Confluence.
What?
Yeah,
No way.
I know. Imagine that,
Are
right?
we sure?
I think so. He's talking
but it's
about
not just Confluence.
Confluence in the. I know we're hitting all the topics that you don't care about, Alex. So
Confluence in the age of Rovo.
Confluence in the age of Rovo. I think I want to sneak in there one change from Atlassian that is coming, and that
Another
is
emergency
gonna wave
episode.
bye-bye to the legacy editor.
Oh gosh, right.
Oh man.
Every next migration gets to deal with that.
Yep.
Yep.
Your pages will change. So
Yeah.
Well,
The PML finally responded to a comment I had about that because it's really going to be interesting. The automatic conversion, how that's going to work. And she gave a little bit of clarity last night, but it still feels very, I don't know what. I feel very uneasy about it.
this could be the cause for a lot of Jirapy. So
Yeah.
yep.
I was gonna say it's the migration you didn't want, but you're getting anyway.
And we'll see you next week when invariably that will come up.
All right.
And remember, we didn't choose the Jira Life. Jira Life chose us.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, and Sarah, #IBelieveSarah, Wright. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us as we record this podcast live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and the other Jiramigos of the Peanut Gallery each week to ask questions, add your comments, and tell us what you're up to. If you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. You can also find us as a podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you think this podcast deserves a rating, it would be much appreciated as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up
and making the Jira Life possible.